Yo, what's going on, guys? MBG here. Thanks for taking time to check the video out today. I really appreciate it. Be sure to leave it a like if you do end up enjoying it, as it really helps it out tremendously. But today we're going to be talking about two pieces of news and information that I find particularly interesting. The first has to do with Obsidian Entertainment's new RPG game that is apparently based in, it's like a space-themed RPG game, and it will be getting announced officially at the Game Awards very soon on December 6th. And I know a lot of people have questions as to whether or not this game is going to be a Microsoft platform exclusive or if it's going to be multi-platform. So we'll go over that a little bit. And we're also going to talk about Xbox One sales, Xbox One X in particular. I don't have any exact numbers, but we did get some interesting information regarding them. And before going forward, I want to address this now. A lot of people are going to probably write some negative comments saying that I only choose to talk about Xbox One sales when there's good news about them, or I only talk about the NPD group when it has something positive to say about Xbox. Yeah, you're not wrong. I choose to talk about it because that's what I care about. I don't think it's any secret that the PlayStation 4 is the market leader. It will remain the market leader. It is continuing to dominate, and the sales just don't seem to be slowing down. So I don't really think that is a conversation we need to have. I think it's extremely obvious. What is a lot less obvious is how well the Xbox may or may not be performing sales-wise. So that's why I want to talk about it. Also, it's what I care about. I don't necessarily care about sales per se. I just care about how well Xbox in general is doing, in comparison to how it did last generation and, that type of stuff. So I just wanted to let you guys know that now, but moving on from that, let's talk about Obsidian Entertainment and their new game. So they are teasing the announcement of a new space-themed RPG game that is going to be, that is being made by the two original creators of Fallout. And a lot of people are very excited about this game. They're very eager to know what it's going to be and, just how big and how good it's going to be, because Obsidian Entertainment is known to make really, really good RPGs. And a lot of people are wondering, is it going to be a Microsoft platform exclusive? And unfortunately, for anybody who is hoping it would be, it's not going to be. And the reason for that is because Obsidian Entertainment has a deal in place with Take-Two's private division, I believe that's what it's called. So it will be published under them. That's something Microsoft can't really meddle with. They can't really get involved with that. And it's best they don't. They're just going to let them finish this off. So this game, whatever it ends up being, will be multi-platform. It will release on PlayStation 4. I don't think that's a bad thing per se, but I think, for anybody who was hoping that Microsoft would have some really good platform exclusives, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. This is very similar to what happened with Compulsion Games and We Happy Few. It was announced, I believe, 2 months prior to the release of We Happy Few that Microsoft is acquiring Compulsion Games as a first-party studio. So a lot of people were wondering, well, what does this mean about We Happy Few? Is it going to be Microsoft exclusive now? Or is it still going to remain multi-platform? Compulsion Games had a deal with Gearbox Publishing, and they had to honor that deal, and there was nothing they could really do about it. Not that they would want to do anything about it. I mean, it was something that took place way before Microsoft acquired them. So because of that, when We Happy Few released, it was a multi-platform game. But going forward, anything Compulsion Games makes, and after this game launches, whenever it may be, probably sometime in 2019, whatever this game from Obsidian Entertainment ends up being, going forward, they will be Microsoft platform exclusives. But I think something that a lot of people will be paying attention to is the quality of this game. Does Obsidian Entertainment still have it? A lot of people are going to be wondering if they're really going to be able to deliver. But I will say that this is a game that is developed before Obsidian Entertainment is under the Microsoft umbrella and has those resources and budget at their disposal. So it will be very interesting to see. I'm sure Microsoft saw this game. I'm sure Microsoft, probably used this game as a reference point as to, as a deciding factor on whether they really want to invest in the studio. So I think a lot of people have big expectations, and we'll see. We're going to have to wait and see at the Game Awards exactly what this game is, and I'm pretty excited. I think many others are as well. But moving on from that, we're going to talk a little bit about Xbox One sales. So it says here, many years ago, Microsoft stopped reporting Xbox One sales figures and started measuring success based on Xbox Live members. In 2017, the company released the Xbox One X, but didn't provide us with figures as to how well the machine was doing at retailers. While there are numerous organizations around the world that report sales figures, the NPD group tracks it in the United States. According to Matt Piscatella, an industry analyst with NPD, Xbox One X is, quote, performing phenomenally this year. So he goes on to say, Xbox One sales show the highest growth of the three major hardware platforms in the US this year. The Xbox One X in particular has been performing phenomenally. Year-over-year growth like this at this point in the cycle has never been seen before, driven by launch of Xbox One X and new content delivery efforts. It's a mid-generation turnaround the market's never seen before. This qualifies as phenomenal, even if not market-leading. So definitely some interesting insight there from Matt Piscatella that I think really makes, anybody who is a fan of the Xbox platform feel pretty good. And, there's nothing wrong with that, because the truth is Xbox gets so much pushback on a lot of things, and sales is an area in particular where Microsoft has truly struggled this generation. And again, for me, it's not about the console war side of things where, I want to see Xbox dominate and I want to see Xbox just destroy PlayStation and Nintendo. It's absolutely not about that at all. What it really comes down to is I just want to see it do well. I want to see it do the best it can possibly do. I would like to see an industry where Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo are all experiencing tremendous success. Now, realistically, in a market, that's not usually how it works. There usually is first, second, and third, and some people would argue that Microsoft is in third. Some people say it's in second. It doesn't matter, in my opinion. What matters is that the Xbox One X is doing well. The Xbox in general, sales-wise, is doing well, and you can see here, based off of what Matt Piscatella is saying, it's a great turnaround that really according to him, that they haven't seen before. At this point in the life cycle of a generation. And there's no denying and no doubt that the mid-gen refresh we got with the Xbox One X is probably mainly responsible for this. I think a lot of Xbox One owners really just kind of gravitated towards the Xbox One X because it's Microsoft's correction of everything that was wrong hardware-wise with the Xbox One design. I mean, the Xbox One design itself just fundamentally was flawed because it was a machine designed around the Kinect V2, and we all know how that played out. We all know the shortcomings of the Xbox One because of that, and we all know the strengths that the PS4 had over the Xbox One, not only being cheaper from the start, but just because it was designed from the ground up with power in mind, and just that's what gamers wanted to see. And I love the Xbox One X. It's my favorite console. I really get a lot of enjoyment out of it, and there's many times I'm just very impressed with what it's capable of doing. And I'm not trying to gush over it and make it seem like, it's the greatest thing ever, and look at this, everybody, Xbox is doing great sales-wise, so you can all, just shut it now. No, it's not about that, but it does feel good to know that they're doing well, and seemingly the Xbox One X in particular is doing very well, and I'm glad because, I made a video not that long ago talking about the Xbox One X being on sale at $400 for Black Friday, and I was surprised at the amount of pushback I got from that video. Just so many people telling me it's not worth it, it's garbage, it's this, it's that, and it's like, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, that's fine, but man, to me, if you're looking to play some third-party games and you enjoy console gaming and that's just the way you enjoy playing your games, $400 Xbox One X for what this console offers, not just in terms of sheer power, but just everything else it does, that's a fantastic deal. And I don't expect everybody to feel that way, but I'm just glad to see that it's doing well. I'm glad to see that sales for Xbox seem to be healthy, and they seem to be getting a good turnaround that I think Xbox deserves at this point. Yeah, we all know that they need to do better in the games department, and it's a lot of the other stuff is subjective. Like, do you like the user interface? Do you like the services they offer and the features they offer? That stuff is subjective, but I don't think anybody can deny that Microsoft offers a lot within the Xbox One ecosystem. I think we can all agree that they need to get there with the games, but we know they're coming. We know that Microsoft has a lot going on in the background. We just have to wait a little while. But I really wanted to take time to talk about this, to just express that, I'm happy as an Xbox fan, as somebody who is invested in the Xbox platform, that it seems to be doing well. And we know that the Switch is doing phenomenal. We know that the PS4 is just, it's gonna end up hitting 100 million sold, which is fantastic. But it's really nice to see that Microsoft is out here, doing some work as well. So that's pretty much gonna do it for the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave it a like and leave me your thoughts down below on Obsidian's new game. What do you think it is? What do you hope it ends up being? And do you think that if this new game from Obsidian ends up being really good, that people are going to maybe be a little bit more excited at the fact that, Microsoft may have some potentially bigger platform exclusive games going forward? And what do you think about Xbox One X sales and the, quote, turnaround that we're seeing at this point in the cycle of the generation? I will be very interested to see what you guys have to say. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already, and also hit the bell icon as well so you can be notified anytime I upload a new video. But until next time, guys, take care.